Crystal with Pineapple Papers, and it is the 15th. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe that we are halfway through the month. This is so much fun. So today, my pin is all of these leaves, and it tells you, the different kinds of plants they're from and that type of thing. And I decided I wanted to make my own leaves. And so this is a cut file from Cut to You. It is Geo Floral Leaves. And I cut it out in a couple of different sizes, and I cut it out in like the shadow of it. And then this is not my technique. This technique I learned from Brianna, and she is on the Shimmers design team, and I do love me some shimmers. So I pulled out all my green shimmers. Now I did show you them in the beginning, but I'll tell you what they are, and then if you need to know which one is actually which, you can slow it down and go. So I have evergreen, I have olive green, I have celery, key lime, and jilted jade. And all I am doing is taking a little bit of it, putting it on like my messy mat, and then just putting my cut file through the the paint. And so I do that with all of them, and then I do, when they're all done, go in with a paintbrush and make sure that there is no white showing. So you can see that I made a ton of them, but I need a ton of them. So I am using the One Canoe to Willow collection, and I'm almost done with this collection. So I will be hopefully using it up within the next month or two. And so I have this picture of my husband when he went fishing in Montana, and I thought it'd be perfect. It's got beautiful greenery in the background. You got the lake and the sky. So I have this kind of triangle paper that I had gutted for something, and I'm going to use that as my border, and I'm going to trim down this dark green paper. It doesn't really look very tone on tone. It almost reads as a solid. And then this is the back, which I don't know if that makes people cringe. Honestly, there's only one Project Life card or cut apart piece that I would even use, and that would be the journaling bit. But I have that in a smaller size, as well as I think that same one is in a die cut. So I'm not really concerned about it. So I'm going to trim down the white part from my photo. So lately I have been, well, I just got the ink for my printer to print at home. But I needed a couple of photos, so I went to CVS, and you have the option to crop it, or I think it's like full something, which then I get excited about because I don't have to worry about cutting anything off. So it does make your picture a little bit smaller, but it's not super noticeable, or at least I don't think so. So I do have the 6x8 pad, and I am going to pull out kind of all that green. So this is a very monochromatic layout, and I love it. I do love me a good monochromatic layout for sure. So I pulled out all the greens. You can see I used them for some obviously hexagon punched layout in the past, because there's definitely some missing pieces. So I'm going to do basically some wonky layers, which is mostly what I do. I don't tend to do perfect layers around my photo. Occasionally, but honestly not too often. So I am going to start with this very pretty one, and then I'm just going to kind of eyeball where I want this to go and stick it down. And they're wonky. They are not, you know, full. And sometimes I just rip it off. So, um, so yeah, I'm going to layer all of those up and I'm going to have a sip of tea. Because it is early in the morning and I am trying to get a few things done. By the time this goes live, I should be on a lake somewhere, just like this photo. Except for we won't be fishing, we will be floating. Because I think the 15th is Friday. So definitely going to be at Lake Powell this day. So it's kind of fun that I did a lake picture while I'm at Lake Powell. So there are my layers. Now I do wish that kind of light green scripty would have gone all the way around. And it probably would have if I didn't want you to be able to read any of the words. But I liked the idea of being able to read some of the words at the top. So it's a little short on the bottom. So here I am going to layer up all of these leaves. I think I layer up everything but like maybe 3 or 4. So that's a lot of leaves. And there's not really a like rhyme or reason, but I am just going to layer them all up. And then I am going to add some fun foam to the back of my photo. That way that those leaves, maybe I shouldn't do voiceovers in the morning. That way the leaves have a little bit of a place to kind of tuck in so it doesn't make the picture like a little wonky. I did go off screen and kind of glue at least bits and pieces of all of those leaves down. So that's why you saw the little like blip. So I don't normally use wet adhesive and dry adhesive, but with all of those mixed media leaves, I felt like it was probably a good idea. So I am going to dig into what I have left of this collection and I am going to start embellishing. So it came with all these photo corners and I love that pop. It's like a copper. And we just don't see a lot of copper in scrapbooking. So when it's there, I love it. Like I love all metals, but this copper rose goldy color is very pretty. So I did the photo corners on all 4 sides, not really knowing how I was going to do any clusters. But it's kind of hard to do some clusters when you have these beautiful leaves all on the side here. So there's not going to be a ton of clustering, but there is going to be a few pieces that get put in. So I want to bring that copper into the leaves. So there are these little plus signs. So I'm going to put that there. And then I know I want a journaling block. So I think, okay, I'm going to put this one up here. And then I'm going to start a cluster down at the bottom where my title is, which is just breathe. Now this piece says an early morning walk is a blessing for the whole day. Obviously he's not walking, but I think it's kind of the same idea. So that's going to go down there. And then there's a couple of tiny word stickers in green. So I'm going to add those. They say, let's go, drift, replenish, be still. And then there's a couple of hearts that have green and the copper. So I'm going to sprinkle those around. And then there's also some sticker plus signs in green. So I'm going to add them. I think I have 2 of them. I'm going to add a little bit of greenery behind this saying, I guess you could say. And I'm not sure at this point what else needs to be. So I'm going to go through the die cuts, and I do have some fussy cut leaves there from one of the pattern papers, but I didn't want to introduce those leaves. I'm going to tuck this butterfly in, and then I'm going to add another, well, I think I'm going to add another leaf, well, plant, I guess it was just a plant. And then I was like, no, I need to bring one of my handmade ones leaves over. So I'm going to switch the journaling block out for this one with the plus signs, and that, I believe, is going to do it. So I hope you enjoyed this layout. I am in love with these leaves. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. I absolutely love to chat with you. I hope you are having a good month. I hope you are using your pins. I hope that you are getting inspiration from everybody linked down below and giving them some love as they work through their Pinterest boards. And if you have any questions, I'd love to chat with you. So remember to wear your crown, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.